But anyways, I ended up loving math, loving science. And I remember I also had a ceramics teacher. My first art teacher. And she made Mrs Ramos. And she instilled in me the love of art. She's the first one that taught me how to center myself. When you throw a pot of clay, you put your two elbows here on your hip, and you find your center, and you move the clay from your center. You know, if you don't do it, and then your arm gets, and your pot flies. So I'm always indebted to my teacher, Mrs Ramos. She taught me, actually, probably the first thing about meditation, when you sit on the wheel. Because once you actually, your center and the center of the clay clicks, I don't know, some of you know who do that, it is magic. You can do anything with your hands, and the clay goes, and then you can, and you're no longer afraid, right? And your hand is not stiff, but it has, right? And you can almost feel like you can do anything, and that is meditation. I didn't realize it until later on. I met my teacher. That actually, in one sitting, I remember Mrs Ramos. She taught me how to meditate. She didn't say that. And the breathing was important. And the out-breath is, I remember I learned from her, the out-breath is when you relax. So you start to feel nervous, you know, you're doing something really, she say, focus on your out-breath. Can you believe that? I think there are a lot of meditators out there who don't know they're meditators, but actually it's finding that balance, finding the center. So I just invoke her to ask her for support, Mrs. Ramos, because as you know, I'm tasked today to give you the last talk. When the brothers and sisters were meeting and dividing up the topics, I tried my best to avoid the last talk, but I was not successful. Because our last talk here is, we have to tell you the whole secret of no birth and no death, and you're gonna not be afraid of death anymore, and you go home free and liberated. That's a tough task.